Alright, so this is the number 2 video upload, alright? We're talking about this guy, Joe Rambo Biggs, who is basically piggybacked off of some other dude named Michael Hastings, okay? So when I say piggybacking off of other people, basically their whole career stems from living his life off of some other person, and that's how he got his start, okay? And you know, when you are being put out by somebody like this, Alex Jones, who wants other people to believe that, you know, you are a military member, that you are all-American hero, that, you know, yada yada, whatever image that you are being portrayed as, and then you can't answer simple questions in regards to military, it's very questionable. It's highly questionable. Okay. Now, in this segment that I am going to play is as far as the upload entitled Sergeant Biggs on Military Life and Why Michael Hastings Was Murdered. Alex Jones, around the 12th minute, is going to be asking this person a question in regards to military tours. Okay, so as far as military is concerned, there is a difference between military tours and military deployment. Okay, so you could actually, let's say if you were in the military for 20 years, you might be deployed, you know, 10 different times. You may be deployed to Korea, you might be deployed to Hawaii, you might be whatever. When you take a tour, okay, it's basically a tour of combat. In a combat situation, you might go to Afghanistan for a year, you might go to Iraq for a year, etc., and so forth. Okay, there is a difference between deployment and tours. So when Alex Jones asks this guy a question in regards to tours, this person doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, and to military personnel out there, I'm sure that you are going to recognize that, I don't know, something doesn't seem quite right with this person, Joe Biggs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give an example, and then we'll move on to number 3. So let's go ahead and let this start around the 12th minute.
It was embedded with him for several years, off and on. In Afghanistan, Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs is here with us. Briefly in this short 6-minute segment, just because people need to get the perspective, I read about some people that have served 5, 6, 7, 8 tours. You served 3 and saw a lot of incredible action. What is the max you've heard of somebody serving combat tours?
Upwards of almost 2 years. I mean, yeah, that's a long time to be in the crap, in the gutter with the blood, and it's, I mean, a year. The Army has the longest deployments there is. I mean, the Marine Corps goes for a short amount of time.
No, but I mean, how many tours total?
Oh, I've heard of upwards of, I mean, in the Army, like I said, they're year-long deployments, so if...
Okay, so like I said, you know, this guy had to be, actually had to be schooled by Alex Jones, which is really weird because Jones actually points it out in the very beginning of the question. He specifically says, he specifically used the term combat tours. Okay, so when you get somebody that is specifically pointing out combat tours and asking a question of a supposed combat veteran, you do not get the answer that he's being given by this person named Joe Biggs. Okay, let's listen to that again.
We'll need to get the perspective. I read about some people that have served 5, 6, 7, 8 tours. You served 3 and saw a lot of incredible action. What is the max you've heard of somebody serving combat tours?
Upwards of almost 2 years. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, like I said, you know, I'm going to go ahead and move on to number 3. Now, I'm really not going to get into a lot of discrepancies as far as this person is concerned, because I've already pointed out a couple of different discrepancies as far as what he claims as far as storytelling is concerned. Okay, there's actually a four-part upload as far as the story that he told in this video upload, Sergeant Biggs on Military Life and Why Michael Hastings Was Murdered, compared to another video upload called Attack on American Soil Foiled, where he's basically telling the same story, but he places himself in Afghanistan in one story and Iraq in this story, in this upload right here. Okay, so I don't know. I don't really go for people who can't keep their stories straight. And so in my number 3 video upload, like I said, I'm not really going to get into discrepancies as far as stories are concerned, because I'm more interested in getting into a cult. Okay, this guy's ties to a cult. So specifically, we will definitely be dealing with Knights Templars, the god demon called Pazuzu, and I am going to be getting into visual on his body. Okay, so we're going to be able to read his body as far as his tats are concerned, and I'm going to get into his tattoos specifically. Okay, so a lot of information that I'm going to be covering in the number 3 video upload.